Hi everyone, I just wanted to make this video today because I've had a lot of interaction with various students this week about their dissertation, and there's a number of sort of recurring themes that I thought I'd just talk to you about. So the first thing is about mining the data. So at this stage, a lot of you are giving us your findings chapters. And a common comment that I'm making on the ones that I'm reading is that I want to be sure that you're exploring all of the data. And really that takes extra time, I suppose, to be sure that absolutely everything that's been reported to you, either in your qualitative or your quantitative, that you are bringing into the discussion. Otherwise, it's wasted material if you aren't bringing it in the findings chapter. Also, sometimes people are saying to me, well, I thought I was saving that for the analysis. Well, no, you need to be discussing and outlining the points in the findings, and then you will analyse them more in the analysis chapter. So I wouldn't expect there to be data that you're saving for the analysis. You're going to tease it out more in the analysis, but you should be highlighting it in the findings chapter. So be sure that you're really getting as much as you possibly can from your data. The second thing, also relating to findings chapters, for those of you doing qualitative research, is the use of quotes. And I would recommend that definitely you need to have quotes in your text because that's how you're giving voice to your respondents. But I would suggest that the quotes should not be too long. Sometimes students give me work and the quotes can be lines and lines of text. The reality is that as readers, we don't tend to read those in detail, we just skim through them. So a much better chapter is one where the quotes are what we call embedded in the text, and therefore as we read the sentence, the quote is appearing to support the point. So hopefully you understand what I mean. If you don't, drop me an email and I will do a longer video just on embedding quotes. I'm happy to do that. Just let me know if it's something that will be beneficial. The third thing then, let me just check my list, is modifying literatures. So some people are saying to me that they're now going back to their literatures and they're updating them and improving them and adding things to them, which is exactly what you should be doing. Just be careful when you're doing that you are still leading to the same research objectives, and that you don't need to modify your research objectives to now be in line with your new literature chapter. It's really important that the flow through the document is your literature review that leads to your research objectives that are emerging from that discussion, and then that frames your analysis chapter. Again, if this is something you're not sure about, drop me an email and I'm happy to do another video specifically on that. And the final piece of information, it was in my email when I earlier this week, is about what date is the last date you can submit work to your supervisor. And this is the 12th of March, so 2 weeks before the submission of the actual document. So that's the last date that we as supervisors will give feedback to you on written work. We of course are available to meet you for meetings, etc. over the 2 weeks, but we won't read any more work after the 12th of March. And that's to allow you, as you know, your individual piece of work, to be polishing your work on your own. Okay, so hopefully those little tips were helpful. And as I say, if there's anything I've highlighted today or anything else that you're unsure about, please send me an email and I'm happy to make short videos like this throughout the process to help you out with things. I just need to know what will be useful for you. Have a good weekend and I'll see you next week.